What if one of the biggest reasons people reject the gift of prophecy is actually the very evidence that should make them look closer? Stay with me, because before we answer that, there's something even more important. How does Satan respond whenever God does something genuine? We often hear this argument: you can't trust anything that came out of the 1844 movement because so many strange groups appeared around that time. Interesting argument, but if we use that standard consistently, wouldn't we also have to reject the apostolic church? Because what happened immediately after Christ established his church? False teachers appeared, false apostles appeared, false gospels appeared, counterfeit movements multiplied. In fact, Paul spent much of his New Testament warning believers about deception coming from inside and outside the church. So apparently, the existence of counterfeits never proved there wasn't something authentic. In fact, it often proved the opposite. Now, think about that. Whenever God moves, the enemy doesn't usually ignore it. He imitates it, he counterfeits it, he creates confusion around it, because if he can make people reject everything, they'll reject the genuine article too. But that raises an even bigger question. If Satan always counterfeits what God is doing, then why would we expect the last days to be any different? Scripture says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. And that's found in Isaiah 8:20. Notice, the Bible never tells us to judge a movement by who else appeared at the same time. It tells us to test every message against Scripture. That's the biblical standard and always has been. Now, here's where this gets fascinating, because so many Christians believe the gift of prophecy ended. But Revelation describes God's end-time people as those who keep the commandments of God and possess the testimony of Jesus. So, what exactly is the testimony of Jesus? We'll come back to that. Because first, something is happening right now that should get every Christian's attention. Across the Christian landscape, more voices are openly calling for a closer union between church and state. Some argue that America's problems can only be solved if government begins enforcing Christian morality. Others are even discussing the idea that civil government should explicitly favor Christianity.
All the 10 Commandments must be legislated.